I'm back with another video. Today we will be taking a look at the short-term view for Bitcoin. What you're looking at in this chart is, this is called a weekly chart, where each of these green or red candles represent 1 week. Now the first thing I want to do is to emphasize the importance of this S/R line. The S stands for support, the R stands for resistance. We talked about this a little bit in the last video. In the last video, this was a yellow line. I've changed it to 2 light blue parallel lines. So back in February of 2021, we reached this area for the first time, approximately $60,000. And what we see is we got rejected 4 different times where we failed to go above $60,000. This is the first rejection, the second rejection, the third rejection, and now the 4th rejection. So we dropped from 60,000 all the way down to 30,000 after failing to stay above this level. So in the current situation where we are today, the good news is about 3 weeks ago, we finally passed this $60,000 region and stayed above it for the first time in Bitcoin's history. And over these last 2 weeks, what's been happening is something that they call testing the support line. So traders want confidence that there's comfortable support at these levels before they take the risk of going higher. And that's basically what you saw over these last 2 weeks. The price has managed to stay above 60,000. In this current week, Bitcoin is trending up, but there are some things that there are some key price areas that we have to look out for. In order to figure that out, we want to draw a line between the 2 most recent peaks that we've had. This was a peak at 65,000 on April of 2021. This was a peak of 67,000 that took place in the week of October 18 of 2021. So we simply draw a line that connects these 2 peaks, and this gives us our next key level that we want to pass over the next days and weeks. So we want to see something like this, where Bitcoin goes and stays above this region. Now, when you have a region that's upward sloping like this, the price tends to change over time. It's not a fixed price. So if we delay, the target price will get higher and higher with time. And the same is true for that Bitcoin logarithmic curve that we've talked about. So if this extends until late November, December, this logarithmic curve starts to reach higher and higher numbers in 90,000 price range. But for right now, this orange line is way too early. We want to make sure that we can comfortably stay above this next peak. After we do that, there is nothing in the way over here preventing us from going all the way up to the orange line again. But in order for that to happen, we need to look at this black line and keep our eyes on this area over the next days and weeks. Now, the last thing that I want to emphasize are these thin lines that you see. These are called wicks. So each week, each of these candles represents 1 week. And when you see thin lines like this, this shows you areas that we've been in during the week. And it will show you, for example, with this candle, it will show you that we managed to touch all the way up to this price of 65,000, but there was so much sell pressure that we ended up down here. So the same thing happened over here. We touched all the way up to 67,000, but there was so much sell pressure in this during this week that we fell back down within just a few days during that week. So we also see the exact opposite over here. We had so much buy pressure. We dropped all the way down here to 39,000, but we pushed the price up to 43,000. So this is good. This is good buy pressure that keeps the price up. This is the opposite. It is strong sell pressure that's keeping the price down. So what we want to see during this week or next week, any of the coming weeks, is for us to successfully stay above this black line when the week ends on a Sunday. Because if we don't, then during this week, we could come up to this black line and have yet another wick with strong sell pressure pushing us down here. So this is the most important thing to look out for. We want to have a weekly close. We want the week to end above this black line at 67,000.